Hi everybody. So today is basically 8 weeks post microdiscectomy surgery. I had an L5S1 surgery. Um, oh boy, there's a lot to talk about. So basically, 2 weeks after the surgery, right on day 14th, I had a second mishap. I spoke about the first mishap in my previous videos. After the second mishap that happened on exactly the 14th day of surgery, 60% of the symptoms that I had before the surgery came back, and the world kind of turned black for me. I was supposed to make, um, you know, videos more frequently and give you guys an idea how my progress is going on, my recovery progress is going on, but after that second mishap, I kind of gave up on life, and um, I lost my interest in pretty much everything, and I was not able to make any videos. So before going to the second mishap, I want to touch base on the first mishap. So on the second day of my surgery, I had a complete blackout, and then I fell on the ground. Luckily, I did not hurt myself. But I called 911 and I went to the hospital, and the doctor who saw me in the hospital was different from my surgeon. So what happened in that case was, my surgeon prescribed me Tylenol 4, which is a narcotic based medication. It's also termed as opioid medications. And that has 60 milligrams of codeine in it. Now, Tylenol 4 is a very heavy duty medication, and my prescribed dose was 2 tablets every 4 hours. And what happened was, I had a short term overdose of that medication, and because of that, the blood supply to my brain was minimal, and because of that, a complete blackout happened. So the doctor in the hospital advised that, rather than taking 2 tablets every 4 hours of Tylenol 4, I should take 1 tablet in combination with ibuprofen. Anyways, after this mishap, I completely stopped taking that medication, and I just switched to regular Tylenols and regular ibuprofen, and my pain was pretty manageable. So, in the first place, I'm not sure why did my surgeon prescribe me such a high dose medication. Actually, a friend of mine who works as a nurse in one of the hospital here, he told me that the maximum that they carry in the hospital is Tylenol 3, which is essentially half the Tylenol 4, and the recommended dosage for that is even 1 tablet every 4 hours. So, I mean, um, having prescribed such a high dose medication, in my opinion, was absolutely unnecessary, because my pain was managed, with the regular Tylenol, which is essentially an over-the-counter medication, and with ibuprofen. And I was just taking 400 milligram of each every 4 hours, which is not a very high dosage. It's kind of like in the middle. So for those folks who are considering the surgery or have done the surgery and taking these medication, it's something to consider, that you can, obviously, like with different people, the pain tolerance is different, but I think for me it was very easy to manage the pain with just over-the-counter medication. I saw one other girl on YouTube who also said the same thing, that her surgeon prescribed her narcotic-based medication, but she was just taking over-the-counter medication, and her pain was manageable. So just for those people that taking these kind of narcotic-based medication can have drastic results sometime, which, like in my case, happened, but luckily I did not hurt myself very bad. Okay, now coming towards the second mishap that happened on the day 14th of my surgery. So by day 10 or by day 9th, I would say, of the surgery post microdiscectomy, everything was fine. I was feeling great. The pain was pretty much gone. There was no nerve pain, nothing at all, and it just gave me an impression that I'm recovered 100%. So on day 14th of my surgery, I had to go to the downtown of my city. I live in Edmonton, Canada, by the way. And for some reason, it just stuck up in my mind that taking a bus and a train would be a better idea rather than taking an Uber or a cab, because sitting in a car, like just sitting and turning myself, squeezing myself in, was a little bit challenging at that point, and I thought it would be a good idea to just take a bus and a train. Turned out that was one of the worst decisions of my life, which I still regret. What happened was the train ride that I took was extremely bumpy, and right in the middle of the train ride, like when I was having those jerks, I kind of sensed that something happened, and I wasn't, after the train ride, I wasn't feeling comfortable. I didn't had pain at that point, but I knew something went wrong. Anyways, on my way back home, I took an Uber. When I reached home, I was having a little bit pain in my glutes. The next morning when I woke up, I had severe numbness in the left leg, and then my back was extremely stiff, and I was like, oh my god, like I've probably re-herniated the disc. So that happened on Friday, 2 weeks after the surgery. I had the follow-up appointment with my surgeon on Monday, but those 2 days were probably the worst days of my life. I couldn't sleep at night. I was the feeling that everything was, after the surgery, was going fine, and then I just made this stupid decision, and after that I hurt myself, and now I might have to do a second surgery. Anyways, so when I saw my surgeon on the follow-up appointment, I spoke to him about all that stuff. He was more of the opinion that because of that bumpy ride, that nerve might have just shaken really bad, and it's probably not a re-herniation. He put me on gabapentin, which is essentially a medication, painkiller medication for nerve pain, and then he advised to start physiotherapy after 4 or 5 weeks. So I started taking gabapentin. It was 300 milligrams 3 times a day. The next 2 to 3 weeks were again quite horrible, because I was still having pain, numbness, a lot of those symptoms that I had before the surgery. They were just there. So 5 weeks after the surgery, I started physical therapy. The first few sessions were pretty good. My pain actually reduced a little bit. The numbness kind of went away, and there was and it started progress, so that was a good sign. So as of today, it's been 3 weeks. I've been doing physical therapy. The numbness is gone, but I still get a lot of stiffness in my lower back, and then there are days when I still have a lot of pain. I did spoke to my physiotherapist about that, and he was like, I'm probably either overdoing the exercises, or certain exercises that are just causing pain, then I should stop doing this for a while, and then progressively increase it. One thing I also did was, in the middle, I just stopped taking the pain medication, gabapentin. Just wanted to see like what happens, and the pain came back. So that's probably one of the causes too. That I at this point, like, I don't really know what has happened. I'll probably ask my surgeon for a second MRI to see, if the disc is re-herniated or something, what's going on. But my symptoms have improved, I would say. The nerve pain is pretty much gone, so I would say microdiscectomy was successful in that regard, but I still have the pain in the lower back. So I really appreciate any other people who come across this video and are in the same situation. Please do comment in the comment section. I would like to know what other people are experiencing, or if you guys have tried anything different, or any exercises or anything which has helped improving your conditions. One other thing that has helped me throughout this whole process was also, it's a spiritual cure. I came across that video when I was doing a lot of research on YouTube. It did help for me a lot. I will upload another video talking about that spiritual cure, because right after this happened, 2 weeks after, I was just I fell under severe depression, and it was like somebody just kept me in the dark tunnel, because going through, like, if my disc was re-herniated, going through the whole process again, doing physical therapy and then steroid injection, and then going through the surgery, it's very frustrating. It's very you can have, like, it's a pretty bad situation. So I did try that spiritual cure as well, and it I would say it did help me a lot, other than physical therapy. So I'll make a separate video about that cure. But yeah, today to this date, I'm optimistic that with the physical therapy, the pain is gonna go away progressively, and hopefully one day I'll be able to wake up with zero pain. So yeah, this is my 8 weeks post-surgery, and if anybody has any questions or anything, please do put it in the comment section, and I will respond to it. Okay, thanks for watching.